Amazing Yet Star, meet them legendary KRS ONE. How is it for you to go all around the world and preach of what we're doing and try to go to the young people and make them understand?
You know what's interesting is that when you say that, if you could imagine a time when only like 5 people did this, like you could actually walk out your house, in the projects, you come out your apartment, you hear the music playing, and there was no flyers, there's nothing, you just hear the music playing, and you follow the sound of the music. Oh, it's at 123 Park, it must be Jazzy J, Africa Bambaataa. No, it's not, it's over here at Stevenson Park. No, and you follow the music. And it was just us, just doing it in the park. And now, to come to Switzerland, to come to Zurich, and be able to see people who are into it. These are not just fans out here, just, oh, I want to hear the music. They know what the culture is. They know what it is. That is a huge, huge achievement, a life achievement. More than music, you've spread a vibration around the world. It can only humble you. It's not something where you say, oh, I'm the man now because the world knows me. Nah, it's like, wow, I got more responsibility now. The world knows me. I can't just go around conducting myself like a little kid anymore. Sure, hip-hop, when it first started, we were 13, we were 12, we were 14, teenagers, you know, and then we had our era. You mentioned Cool Herc, Africa Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, you know, even Crazy Legs and Dougie Fresh, and, you know, these kind of guys as well. We were 16, 15 when this started, so we did stupid stuff, you know, in the culture and whatnot. And some of it became good and some of it wasn't, you know. But now that we're older now we're the elders of the culture. You mentioned Dilated Peoples being here. You mentioned Lords of the Underground, you know, and these guys, you say like they're mid-school. Right? That's a new term. The midterm. But you're right in the sense that there are eras like waves. One wave overlaps another wave, which overlaps another wave, and hopefully you take the best of the last wave and you bring it into the new wave. You leave all the garbage behind and just take the best of the culture and progress it forward. And the best of the culture is peace, love, unity, having fun, breaking them, seeing graffiti art, DJing, beatboxing. Big up to Rozelle, big up Dougie Fresh, Biz Markie, Click the Super Latin. I mean, everybody, you know, this is what it is. So, you know, when you say what is it like, it's more responsibility. It's definitely more responsibility.
You hear because you have a message, and the message you put into the hip-hop Bible.
Yes.
So anybody who has this Bible has a lot that he can learn of. So what's the main message that you put in this book?
You know, this is the thing, is that first, for many years, I was a theological student. I studied at Union Seminary School in Upper Harlem. It wasn't really the seminary school. I wasn't a student, but I was given access to the books, to the library, even some of the professors there and some of the students, because I was doing a mentoring at the Riverside Church, which is it's like an adjacent church there on 20th Street. So while I was doing a mentorship there, I got a chance to really study with some people, Adam Price, his girlfriend Keisha, other people, Mariah there, and some of the knowledge you find out is that when you look at the origins of religion itself, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and all the derivatives that come from that, they all seem to have started like hip-hop. They all started just like this. A small group of people get together and say, we have our own way to express ourselves. So it usually starts with music. It starts with oral tradition. Somebody starts singing something. The gospel. All gospels are to be sung, you know. So they start singing them. But then after a while, when you get better and better and better, and then you start to realize, well, where is this coming from? What causes me to be like this? What is it that makes me like this? And that's when you get into a meditation and you go inward and you say, where's the invisible force that makes me rap?
The expressions of your soul and what you want to give out to, because everybody gives something different out to our world, and this should be shared.
It should be
all of us, because we're all on this planet.
You know what? You hit it right on the nail. You hit it right there. Self-expression. When you look at where that comes from, it doesn't come from a material place. It doesn't come from anything like a chair or a table or anything like that. It doesn't even come from your body. There's another place inside of you that this expression comes from, and it moves your body and it makes you smile or cry or whatever. It's that essence that is like the spirit of what you're doing. So when I started looking at hip-hop, I noticed that hip could mean to know, and hop, a form of movement. Hip-hop, conscious movement, a knowing that's moving. And I looked at this deep and I said, wow, is it possible that we are birthing a new culture with a new spirituality, a new line? And again, there's nothing new in the world. It's just new ways to interpret ancient stuff. So you have breaking, MCing, graffiti art, DJing. These are all human skills. These are all things that human beings do. They do these things. You don't have to plug into anything. You don't have to put something on. I could just start rapping for you right now. Well, now check it out, and just start. So if that's the case, different from rock and roll, for instance, or different from, where you have to play an instrument like that. Rap is like you come out with it. It's just you. You could have a suit and a tie on. You could have a jeans on. You could have a sweatsuit on. It just comes out from you. So how does the future generation live on a movement like this? How do you live it? How do you actually raise a family practicing hip-hop? And that's what I started to look at. And I started raising my family just like that. And it took about 14 years of just trial and error, making mistakes, getting victories, learning stuff, putting other stuff aside. And I wrote this book called The Gospel of HipHop, which gospel means good news. So it's the good news about hip-hop. And the good news about hip-hop is that this thing comes from another dimension. It's not just about radio or television. We appreciate radio. I'm hard on radio, but we appreciate it though. Without radio, who would hear us? Without television, who would hear us? Without books, who would hear us? We would just hear ourselves, and it would be fine, but we couldn't eat. We couldn't engage the world. We couldn't change minds. Even now, as you interview me now, this may play over the radio, over the internet, wherever, but these are technologies that, which is used, and it's great. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
I'm taking it back. The first thing is our voice.
Right. Now,
voice, or what we write.
Or dance. Right.
The way we express
hip hop. Right. So how do you do that? I put it in a book. It's called The Gospel of HipHop, and it's about the character, how you walk this life, how you conduct yourself. You don't cheat people. You don't try to lie to people. You don't try to put a next man down so you can rise. And even if you do, like in battle, me and MC Shan went at it. But even when I got on top, I took MC Shan with me. I speak his name to this day. If there'd be no KRS without MC Shan. I say it to this day. I did an album with Marley Marl. This was our arch enemies. But then we got older. What do you mean enemy? There's no enemy. We're all hip hop. So we did an album together. It's things like that where you have a culture that's growing. So the book Gospel of Hip Hop is for the future. It's not even for us right now. It is if you could understand it. But it's really for that 13-year-old, that 14-year-old that's just coming up, just getting into hip hop right now. He wasn't there, or she wasn't at Cedar Park in 73. They may never meet Africa Bambaataa. They may never see Grandmaster Flash, but you can get a book that keeps their intentions intact. You can read about what it's really all about.